found out what a remarkable young man he is and what he has become. He just injured his shoulder in football, so he's up here with a little bit of pain. But he travels, he does mission work, he plays sports. We hope next year to see him at Duke University. And what his point is, diabetes will not stop me. He's got a lot to say. Trevor, come talk to us.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here with you guys today. As he said, my name is Trevor Horton. I'm 18 years old and I'm a type 1 diabetic. You might be wondering what this kid has to say on stage and what he could possibly be sharing with you guys, I get it. I kind of thought the same thing when Dr. Anderson asked me to speak. But when he asked me to talk about how diabetes cannot stop me, I knew this was for me. Now, I'm not here to tell you that I always get it right and that I don't struggle with this at times, but I will tell you that I am always committed to living a full life despite having diabetes. I have refused to let diabetes limit what I do. And I believe that you can do the same thing. I've found some simple, basic principles that have allowed me to live this way. And I think they can apply to all of us, whether you are 5 or 65. None of what I'm going to say is rocket science. It is just a matter of choice. To give you some background, I was diagnosed with type 1 at age 9. Prior to that, I was a normal, healthy kid. I was in the 3rd grade. I played sports and I went to school. The diagnosis came out of nowhere. We had no family history of diabetes at all. You all know the story. I'd been feeling tired, I'd lost some weight, and then I started to notice how many trips I was taking to the bathroom. All of this came to a head while I was on a family trip to the Smokies. We were sitting around the television and a commercial came on for Flomax. I looked at my parents and I said, I need some of that. Mom looked at me and said, Trevor, why in the world do you need enlarged prostate medicine? I said, Mom, I'm getting up 3 to 4 times in the night to use the bathroom. This is when they knew something was wrong. We ended up in my pediatrician's office and then the Vanderbilt ER. My sugar was in the 600s. Over the next couple of hours, I got lots of tests, 2 IVs, and the devastating news that I had a disease with no cure. They showed me how to check my blood sugar and give myself shots. It was a lot to take in. But the most memorable part of the experience was a conversation I had with a young endocrinologist. She bounced in the room, energetic and spunky. She was there to assure me that all was going to be fine. Now, Trevor, you're going to do all the things you used to do. You're just going to do them with diabetes. You're still going to play football. You're still going to play basketball. You're still going to go to school, and you're still going to run races. You're just going to have to keep an eye on your blood sugar. In fact, I can only think of 2 things that a person with diabetes cannot do. Fly planes for the military and go into space. And that's when I lost it. The heart rate monitor was going off. I was bawling. The nurses came in to see what was wrong. I bet she had delivered that speech 100 times, but she had picked the wrong kid. My career goal was to be an astronaut. But not only an astronaut, I was going to be the first man to walk on Mars. Her news devastated me. Even with how bad I felt and learning that I had a disease with no cure, I had kept my cool. But being told that I could not chase my dreams of going to space broke me. At home a few days later, my reality set in. This cast wasn't coming off in a few weeks. I would have diabetes forever unless a cure was found. I looked at my mom with tears in my eyes and I said, I don't want to do this. She walked over to me and took my face in her hands and said, if I could take this from you, I would, 100 times over. But I can't. This is your disease to own. This is your path. I don't know why God is allowing this to happen to you, but if you trust Him, He will show you. And so there I was, at 9 years old, and I had a decision to make. I could either embrace this or fight it. I was either going to let diabetes dictate my life or just make it another part of it. It wasn't about what was fair I certainly had not asked for any of this. And none of my friends were having to count every single carbohydrate that they ate at lunch. It was about choice. It was about choosing how I was going to deal with this. And I decided I was going to choose to deal with it in the best way I could. You have that same choice. Another key thing for me was to get those around me involved in my diabetes. Being only 9, obviously my parents were very involved, but they did something that was pinnacle. They put me in charge. Their attitude was always, you are the captain of this ship, we are just here to help. There wasn't any aspect of diabetes management that I didn't do myself. I checked my own sugar, gave my own shots, and counted my own carbs. My parents were there to assist me when needed, but it was my job. They also made a deal with me. As long as I was doing my job and taking proper care of myself, they promised to let me be just like any other kid. I went to camps, spent the night with friends, and played sports. I'm so grateful that my parents empowered me to take charge of my diabetes. In a short 11 months, I will be moving 8 hours away to attend college. My parents and I take comfort in knowing that I can handle the responsibilities that go along with this disease. Aside from my family, I also got my friends involved. I felt no need to hide my disease. It was just a part of who I was. I showed my friends how to check my sugar and give me shots, and they knew the signs of a low blood sugar. Now, being a bit of a prankster, I had fun with this. Right as they were about to give me a shot, I would yell, ouch, 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 and they would freak out. And I just laughed and laughed. But all jokes aside, my friends knew about my disease, and they knew how to help me. This served me well more times than I can count. From helping me find a source of sugar when I was low, to waking me when my low blood sugar alarm was going off in the middle of the night. My friends have been great. Once when I was in 5th grade, I passed out at a friend's house due to a low blood sugar. My best friend Stone was right there, and because I had let him help me before, he knew exactly what to do. All that to say, some people want to hide their disease from others, but let me encourage you not to do that. Those people around you care about you, and so they care about helping manage your diabetes. Plus, you'll be more attentive to your disease if you aren't trying to hide it. Another thing that has been critical in my approach to not letting diabetes stop me has been a willingness to embrace improvements in diabetes drugs and technology. I know that in this room, I'm probably talking to some folks that have had diabetes longer than I've been alive. I'm probably talking to some people who do not like change. But the reality is, diabetes management is as easy as it's ever been. There are advancements in drugs and technological devices that can make your life easier, but you'll have to be willing to try them out. You may even have to bring this idea up to your doctor. I told you earlier that I passed out one time due to a low blood sugar. That incident happened before I was able to wear a continuous glucose monitor, and now I wear one all the time. I not only have a continuous blood sugar reading, but this information pushes to my parents' cell phones. This technology has given me and my family freedom, peace of mind, and a better night's sleep. Don't be afraid to embrace some of the changes that are coming our way. Lastly, another way that I have not allowed diabetes to stop me is that I have looked for ways that I can use my disease to help others. I've heard it said that through your adversity comes your ministry. I know that God has put people in my path that I was meant to share my experience with. Just 9 months after my diagnosis, one of my classmates was also diagnosed. This friend of mine had checked my sugar and given me shots. Now he had a friend to lean on. I also have a strong desire to study medicine and become a physician. I think I'll be a better doctor because I know what it feels like to be a patient. Who do you have in your life that will benefit from your experience? It might be a fellow diabetic, or it might be a grandchild that learns valuable life lessons from watching you take excellent care of yourself. It might even be someone you have no idea is paying attention, but someone is always watching. Again, living with diabetes is often not easy, and it is certainly not something one would wish for. However, by choosing to embrace it, by getting those around you involved in your care, by utilizing the advancements in technology, and by looking for a higher purpose in all of this, I truly believe that we can live victoriously with diabetes and not be limited. you too can refuse to not let diabetes stop you. Thank you.